Hi everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the Hope for Humanity series with Star Lourdes. I am Star Lourdes and I'm welcoming you here today. Today's topic is on self-confidence and the role it plays in manifestation. When we are trying to manifest, self-confidence is the key. It's the key. It's the number one key in order to pretty much manifest anything that we want. So today I'm going to be giving some helpful hints on the topic of self-esteem. So let's talk about self-confidence first. I find that a big killer of self-confidence is around us every day. A lot of people all of us can fall victim to this. I'm sure you know you have people in your lives. I know I've had people in my life that are constant criticizers. And see, the problem with having those kinds of people in our lives and talking to them on a regular basis is a lot of it, even if we try to block it out, a lot of it does filter through. So if you're dealing with somebody who's constantly criticizing you, my suggestion here is to ask them to politely, you can ask them that this is a boundary for you, and you would ask them to stop criticizing you and just let them know that you don't appreciate it and you're not basically going to tolerate it. And if the person has respect for you, they will respect your wishes and they will stop doing so. If it's just a habit with them and then they continue to do so, correct them. And if this is the person in your life that refuses to do it altogether, then it's time for you to limit your conversation with them or distance yourself from them, because that's someone who is not respecting you and not respecting your wishes, and they're probably not respecting you in other ways as well. So that's one of the topics here today. Another is a killer of self-esteem is, I know we all go on social media nowadays. It's the big thing. Pretty much everybody's on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and so forth. And there's nothing wrong with that. Social media is a cool part of our lives, and it's a way to keep in touch with people and to keep in touch with their lives. But there's a danger here because of the fact that a lot of times we have a tendency to compare ourselves to others' lives that we see on Facebook and Instagram and so forth. And that can make us feel a little bit less than. If you start to find yourself feeling that way, it's time to maybe limit your time on social media until you can get this monster under control. And the monster being low self, right? So a lot of the ways to up and raise your self-confidence is to, there's several ways to do it. One is to not compare yourself to anyone else. The only one you ever need to compare yourself to is your own self. So watch your self-talk. Be careful that the criticisms that are coming from others, that is not being taken to heart by you. Because keep in mind, when it comes to other people criticizing you, 9 times out of 10, it's their own issues they are projecting onto you. It's because someone else doesn't feel satisfied with their lives, so they're projecting it onto you. And therefore, you do not have to take it, or at least keep it in mind if you are subjected to people who do this to you, keeping in mind that it's their issues and it's their problem and really has nothing to do with you, because at the end of the day, what other people think of you is none of your business anyway. So let them deal with their own issues and just kind of leave it at that. And if you find yourself getting criticized by people, just keep reminding yourself all the time, every single time the drill sergeant comes into the head and says, no, don't accept that. This person has got issues, and let them deal with their own. That's one way to get that feeling of low self that's coming in from the exterior, from other people. It really doesn't belong on us. So if you keep that in mind, that's step number 1. Step number 2 is, again, don't compare yourself ever with other people. Your level of success is your level of success. With myself particular, I always just try to one up myself in anything that I'm trying to accomplish. I always look at my own stats and keep an eye on that, and set my own goals and try to succeed and do better every single time. So I'm only ever competing with myself. And that's another healthy way to keep your self-esteem and your self-confidence on a higher level. Another tip here is to compliment other people. And this may seem a little strange if you're trying to raise up your own self-confidence to compliment other people, but there is something to that when we compliment other people, because we're in the same vibration as, you get back what you put out. So if you want to get more compliments from people, try complimenting others. But I mean, be sincere about it. There's no need to, say you have a nice pair of shoes if you really think they're butt ugly, that kind of thing. There's always something nice that you can say about somebody, or find something good in someone and pick that out and, compliment them, praise them for it. And if you get into a habit of doing that, you'll find a lot more compliments are also going to be coming your way. This is a way of lifting up others, and they will in turn lift you up. But you're not giving the compliment to get one, you're just giving the compliment, and then eventually after time, that kind of vibration will start bringing in more compliments towards you. And so it's a win-win situation. The same thing goes with helping other people. I know myself, I get a big boost of self-confidence when I'm able to assist somebody and help them, even in small ways. It makes me feel good. It makes all of us feel good, let's face it, when we're able to help someone out, even in a small way. If we're able to give them information, if we're able to help them out in practical ways. These kinds of things are really important. Again, it's a win-win situation because you're helping the other person out and you're getting a boost of self-confidence in return. So I always love the win-win situations where everybody, benefits from a situation. So this is definitely the case. In terms of lifting your self-confidence, another tip too is to try something new even if it's just once a week, or some people once a day. Try something new that is going to take you out of your comfort zone. Even if you're kind of nervous to do it, or you feel a little scared to do it, try it anyway, because these kinds of things can make us feel really, really good. I mean, even if we don't succeed, we can at least get a boost from the fact that we know that we've tried. At least we put ourselves out there. We have tried. And I know it sounds really scary, but you know what? You end up benefiting hugely from doing it. So that's definitely another tip. Another tip is maybe try and do something in terms of a hobby that you enjoy, but maybe you're not that good at. And whether it be trying an instrument, to play an instrument, for example, or cards, if you're interested in cards or board games that you would like to get going with a group of friends. Try it. And even if you're not that great at it in the beginning, practice when you're on your own, and get really, really good at it. And again, you don't need to be doing it to show anyone else up. You're doing it for yourself and your own boost of self-esteem. And you're going to be learning something new, which is also really good and really helpful. And never, ever stop learning. I don't care what age you are. There's always something new and exciting out there to learn, whether you're younger, whether you're older, it makes no difference. Life has always got a variety of things out there. Just, even if you don't know what it is right now, search the internet. Look for things that might be of interest to you. Try them just on a small scale at first, and then you never know. Because building our self-esteem is so very important in order to manifest anything. If you want to manifest a new job, a new relationship, anything in life, you have to have that self-confidence. And that way it brings it to you, and it'll bring it to you faster, and you'll feel better about the having of it if your confidence is up. And people are just naturally more drawn to people with high self-confidence. In terms of companies will hire you faster if your confidence is higher. In terms of relationships, the people you're interested in will be more interested in you if you are appearing to be a self-confident person. And again, I say appearing because sometimes we have to, in the beginning, fake it till we make it. So these are just some tips in order to start faking it a little bit in the beginning, only to gain a great end at the end of it all. And never ever stop trying new things. It's amazing how that can really, really boost your self-esteem. It's amazing how it can. Especially if it's something you're interested in, it'll be fun to learn it, and you can practice on your own and feel really good about it. Another tip is, I find that at the end of the day, this is something I do on a regular basis. At the end of the day, pat yourself on the back, even if no one else is giving you a pat on the back. If you went out to work that day and you, obviously, if you're working somewhere, you're earning some money, you're earning some dollars, pat yourself on the back that day that you got through that day and that you earned some money. Pat yourself on the back if you managed to pick up your children, make dinner, do all the things you needed to do to keep your family going. Pat yourself every evening before you go to sleep. Just recount your day and think about all the things that you accomplished that day and give yourself credit for it. Because we don't give ourselves credit enough for the things that we do. We're just expected to get up, to do whatever we need to do, even if you don't have a job. If you're looking, actively looking, pat yourself on the back each evening. Say, I did that, I tried, I went out there, I tried my best, and we'll see what happens, and I'm gonna do it again tomorrow. And these kinds of things, this self-talk, instead of too much negative self-talk, we've gotta go into the other direction and do more positive self-talk. Again, all of these things will bring you to higher self-esteem, higher self-confidence. You'll walk around with your head held high instead of just schlumping around like ho-hum, like, you know, nobody's going to notice me anyway. Hold your head up high. Put on your best outfit, go out there, put on some cologne and some makeup if you like to wear makeup, that kind of thing. Do your hair up nice and walk out there like the superstar that you know inside of you that you are. And one day you will actually feel it. Even if you don't in the beginning, you will start to. If you keep doing these practices, you will start to then become it. Okay, so that is my message for this week. So this is Star Lourdes signing off for today. We will catch you next week for another episode of the Hope for Humanity series. Thank you very much for joining me today, and I'm looking forward to the comments in the comment section below to let me know what you think. Namaste. Much love.